Hey, Beau.
Hi, Rob.
How's it going?
Great. How's it going with you?
Superb. It's the end of the week now, so it's been a lot
Tuesday.
of a week. Yeah. No, it's not Tuesday.
Oh, it's Wednesday. Okay, yeah.
Is it Wednesday? No, it's
Yeah.
Thursday.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's that kind of week. Yeah, so it's been a lot of week. Anyway, my name is Rob. I'm the global brand director at Epidemic Sound. We're based in Stockholm. We make music, and I have the pleasure of interviewing you today, Beau. So
Hi everyone. My name is Beau Jangles. You can call me Beau. I am from New York. I'm the Puerto Rican princess heading from the States over here in Cannes,
nice.
France.
And what brings you to Cannes?
Epidemic Sound. I'm doing an event for Epidemic Sound at the Luigi restaurant here in Cannes. I'm gonna be hosting and performing and showing fabulosity or bringing fabulosity down here to the coast of Nice.
Nice. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that
Okay.
was a good one. Nice, Nice.
Yeah,
like
I know.
that.
I make that joke. I don't get a lot of credit for that joke. That's standard.
I got you a
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah.
I got you a little credit.
Yeah, nice. So, we're here to talk a little bit about like brand and sound and how they fit together.
Yeah.
And I'm interested in the idea of like how they contribute to identity, like how much sound is a part of your identity, can be part of a brand's identity. And so, like, do you see like a connection between sound, music, and identity?
Well,
Like,
there is. I feel like there is an absolute connection because without sound, without brand, there's no sound. Without sound, there's no brand. In the terms of when you have a brand, like a brand is an identity.
Right.
So a sound is also an identity. It's part of your identity. You have a sound right now. You're making a sound when you talk on your microphone.
Yeah,
you know?
love that.
And you can also make a beat out of that sound that you just made. You can say hello, and you can make a full like song out of that one hello.
Love it.
And I think that it all interconnects as a very personal brand that everybody kind of has, but they don't really utilize because they feel that branding is only in terms of like monetizing something, but branding is just really who you are and how you present yourself and how people receive it. Even if you're not getting any money out of it,
Yeah.
they are receiving you in a certain kind of way. That's your brand.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah.
And do you? I suppose that it's a tricky one because so I work in brand. That's what I do for a
Yeah.
living, and it's a bit of a mad one because it gets kind of like academic a lot of the time because I help brands to understand what they stand for, and we have to write it down so that it can be usable. But how do you think there's a way to utilize that? I mean, can you talk in those terms when it comes to your own brand or?
Well, I don't think I can talk personally in those terms because I am, as a brand, I kind of hold all of the positions that a brand
Right.
technically usually carries.
Yeah.
I am my own manager, my own social media manager, my publicist. Like, I have to really just be that person for myself because I don't trust anyone.
Fair play.
It is what it is.
Self-service. Get it done.
Self-service, and I get it right, and I get
Yeah.
it done right. But I believe that, like, I feel like, obviously, for a bigger brand, you do have to have those moments or those people that actually are in that same caliber in mental direction of
Right.
what you want your brand to be, because your brand is only as good as how it's consumed nowadays.
Fully. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I get that. It's like, I think I was reflecting on this when I knew we were going to have a chat and
Yeah.
trying to kind of think about what's like a win, how can we, and I was reflecting on my own life, right? And about music. And I realized that actually music has had a profound impact on me. And so essentially, I loved what you were saying a minute ago about like everyone has a brand, whether
Yeah.
they utilize it or not, who knows?
Yeah.
But I feel like there was a couple of pivotal moments in my life where music just arrived. Like there's a good friend of mine who I was staying over his house once. I was a small kid, had no discernible taste in music whatsoever. And anyway, I go to his house, and I didn't really know too much about my friend. And then I get to his house, and we're staying in his room. And every single square inch of the walls is covered in like pictures of like metal dudes, like hard, like sweaty men, like
Okay.
playing guitars and then finally when we decided to go to sleep, he's like, okay, cool, I'm just gonna put some music on, and puts on like crazy loud metal, and I was
sleep?
like, yeah, to sleep, and I was like, wait, what's happening? Like, this is a joke, right? No, this is not a joke. This is how he goes to sleep every single night. And it was wild because I walked into this guy's house completely having zero taste in music, had this like traumatic experience trying to sleep. But then actually the very next day, then I found myself more and more attracted to it. And actually it put me on a path to actually discovering music properly.
Yeah.
And then latterly, I discovered techno, and I feel like a lot of these experiences with music have had like a real massive impact on my point of view, like the stuff that I like, the way I dress, like all of that. I think I can kind of see a track back to music. Do you have anything like that?
You know what's so crazy? I was having this conversation with a friend of mine a couple of days ago, because I was telling him, I was like, I'm going on a brand thing, and it's like all about branding. And I was talking about like how hip hop no longer is the same. Like if in the 90s you would have put like someone like Offset,
Right.
they would have been like, that's not hip hop. That man is not hip hop. Like Jay-Z would have been like, that man is not hip hop, just by looking at him.
Same.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, because that's what the branding of hip hop was. It was like big white T-shirts with
Right.
like large metal medallions and like big jeans. Now it's not that.
No,
you know,
fully.
it's so far from that.
Yeah.
And even in reggaeton, because I'm Puerto Rican and I grew up with reggaeton music, and everybody was kind of following what the footsteps of hip hop. And now I feel it's kind of switched the tide, where like the brand of hip hop and reggaeton kind of look the same. If you would have put a black and white photo in like 20 years from now of like Bad Bunny and like Offset, you would know that they're from the same era, as opposed to like putting them next to like Jay-Z in the 90s.
Fair play. Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
But it's all because fashion and music have so much in common, because without one you can't have the other.
Yeah, fully.
You know?
It fuels each other, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can kind of borrow from each other, borrow a bit of
But it's more
music
than borrow,
into it.
because you need it.
Yeah.
Like they need, like to make a music video, what do you need?
Yeah.
You need fashion, and you need to have a vision of what you want to look like.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that comes from fashion. And then vice versa with fashion, with the fashion show, a silent one. Have you ever gone to a silent fashion show?
I have not been to a
No
silent
one
fashion
has,
show.
because it doesn't exist. You need the music, you need the energy.
Yeah.
The music is energy, and it translates to fashion, and that's how they feed off each other.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I really like that. It's because it sets a tone, right? It
Yeah.
creates a mood that like is inescapable.
Like when you walk into a fashion show, when you hear something, you know what kind of show you're gonna get.
Completely, yeah, fully. There was a so we just did a collaboration with Richie Horton, and he does, I think he does Prada's shows.
Yeah.
I think, but they've been using him quite a lot, and it's
Yeah.
kind of interesting, like to keep like a consistency to their shows. Now they have this kind of longer term collaboration with him, which is kind of interesting.
Which is smart, I believe.
Yeah.
I feel like that's branding. You
Yeah.
know, branding is like sticking to what you know and sticking to what your market is already used to. You don't want to confuse your market.
Hell yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
truly, yeah, truly. I mean, for me, like, actually, I'll get to that in a minute because
Oh, now I'm getting ahead of myself.
I have a question about that, but yeah. So, do you like? Because obviously you're you do a lot.
I do a lot.
Like
yes,
a lot.
I do a lot.
Yeah. So, within like, is there a part of your contribution to culture where whether it's in fashion or like when you're a creator or influencer, like hosting clubs, and is there like a part of any dimension of your life where you see music as being particularly profoundly part of the way you show up?
So music for me is like the center. I started with fashion, but like I started off without not knowing what the connection would be with anything else, and then it brought me into doing drag performances, and which is all about music, and also it's all about knowing what your audience looks like. So like once I get to the place, I know what you want from me. Like if I go to a place like here, I won't probably do any Whitney Houston because they won't care.
Yeah,
I will
okay.
probably like stood up and do like some Dua Lipa or something, and
Yeah,
they'll be like,
I get
oh
it.
my god.
Right.
You see, because you have to know your audience, and you need to know what their sound is.
Okay.
And that also pertains to what look I'm gonna bring. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna bring a bikini to do Whitney Houston. I'm gonna wear
Right.
I'll
Yeah.
do like a gown or
Yeah,
something
standard.
more respectable, you
Yeah.
know?
Okay. Yeah. That's great. It was. It's funny you mentioned Whitney Houston. I was at Ludacris last night, and it was incredible.
Oh my god.
and
Sheesh.
and he had a bunch of they played Whitney before he comes on, and it's like, wow, shit, I haven't heard Whitney in ages. So I don't know, that's just a random anecdote.
I love Whitney Houston. I listen to her every day.
But part of that show, actually, they were running a load of music videos in the back on the lead wall behind.
With the same song?
No, like when Ludacris was performing, and it was like, wow, I miss music videos.
Yeah.
Like there was something special.
That
going
was
on
an
there,
era.
right?
Like now, I there's a lot of music videos that are out now that I don't even know have music videos. Songs that have music
Yeah.
videos, I don't know that.
No, because they don't have the reach now. It's
No.
weird. Like they don't travel like they used to. I
Yeah.
guess. I guess the channels have evolved to the point where.
Yeah, because social media changed everything when
Yeah.
it comes to that type of stuff. You
Yeah.
know.
So, I think that you said something a second ago, which I super resonate with. Like, I was thinking about, like, if I wanted to explain brand strategy or how to show up as a brand in a way which, I don't know, my daughter might understand, or, like, without using a bunch of dumb words that we've made up in order to describe, make us,
Literally.
to give us a job. I think for me, it's about consistency and truth.
Yeah.
Like, if you can just be true,
Yeah.
like be you.
That's my brand. That's
Right.
why I get hired to do a lot of things, because people see what I can do and they see that I put myself in everything I do.
Right, yeah.
You could be making me again. I'm gonna bring Whitney Houston up. Like if I was like playing her in a movie, I would still bring a little bit of me because I still feel that I resonate with her
Yeah,
in some way.
right.
But I can bring myself into playing that.
Nice.
You know.
Yeah, you have to, because then it's
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, fully. The I mean, that sounds like dumb, but that's it. It's really
Yeah,
not much harder than that,
but
right?
people
Yeah.
complicate it so hard because they really want to, they want to like try to be different about it. But
Yeah.
you don't change the formula. The formula is there for you to follow. Why would you change it?
Fully, yeah, fully. It's wild, like how simple this stuff is, and yet how complicated we make it.
Yeah.
It's bizarre. But I think it'd be nice if, I mean, I feel like you've already like said some really smart stuff, so thanks for that.
Of
but
course,
like,
you know,
if
I
there's
try to
any-
be a genius sometimes.
But is there anything like on the when it comes to brand and maybe the integration of music or not? Like, is there anything you want to leave with folks who are going to watch this for like what you really should do and what you really shouldn't do? Is there anything that
I
could
really
offer?
don't think. I feel like there should be a clearer line of who you're reaching to, because like if your brand is about something specific, let's say your brand is about scaffolding or like building something, why would you have a photo of Bella Hadid fake building something? We all know that girl can't build nothing. No shade to her because I love her.
Yeah.
Hey sis. But like I'm like, it's just, you know, you have to like know that with social media, people know everything.
Yeah.
So like even down to the model. If the model's doing something, they're gonna be like, oh, I know her. She's never like, she doesn't wear sunscreen a day in her life.
Right.
Why is she promoting sunscreen?
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and then you have this this girl that literally never wears sunscreen, and people are dig deep. So you have to really stay true to your brand and really do your research in order for it to really succeed. Because if you don't know what you're putting out there with your own brand, then it comes off like as if you don't care.
fully, yeah, because then it's like, well, you're trying to fool me, you know, with this.
And I know better.
You see
That's a
through it,
model.
right?
Yeah,
People see
that's-
through it.
yeah,
Do you
exactly.
think people see through it like more now than before?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Before, like, my mom would think that everything on the TV was real. And I told her, like, no, girl, I do the same thing. I just did something right now that looked just like what you saw in the commercial the other day.
Yeah.
But that was for fun. That was just like a click, click. You
Yeah.
know, like,
Yeah,
it wasn't
yeah.
real. So, like, I think people are getting, also, like, a lot of people on social media kind of, like, started spoiling that, like, doing the behind the scenes. Behind the scenes shouldn't be that deep.
No.
You should not be that behind.
No.
The scene should be, like, sort of behind the scenes.
Just a little sprinkle. Just a little cheeky look. Yeah, okay, we're out.
That's it.
Yeah.
But now everybody knows kind of like a lot of logistical things, which shouldn't. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think that's what is really harming a lot of brands in general.
Yeah, standard. I think I see that. Like I feel like it's funny actually because I was just talking to someone on my team recently about this. This behind the scenes is like
Yeah.
an overused way to kind of, I guess, hack people's beliefs of what you're doing is real.
It's supposed to be a fake way to let people think that they're in.
Yeah,
in
fully,
it.
yeah.
But people are now really in it, and
Yeah.
it's like wow, damn, the curtain's open, the beach is out, like you can see the sun.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah,
You know, like
yeah,
let's where's mystery? We need more mysterious things.
Right, I love that. Like
I love
theatre,
mystery.
you know,
Yes.
like I want some theatre. I want to
Yeah.
be,
I
dramatized.
wanna be
It's
like,
like, woo.
Whoa,
Yeah.
no way.
Yeah,
You know.
and that's it. I mean, and then you can connect and make
Yeah,
something.
because you lose the
meaningful.
whimsy.
Yeah.
And like a lot of brands, a lot of things that happen that are really successful are because they keep the whimsy. They don't.
Yeah,
people
that's
don't know.
nice.
Like that's why Beyonce's still so successful. No
Yeah.
one know what the hell goes. Even that movie that she shows the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
That is the type of behind the scenes that people need to know. Like
Yeah, there you
that's
go.
the extent
it.
of it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't need to know any further than that.
Yeah.
You know, just keep something to yourself so that way people are still interested. Because if I know how you do what you do, then I know your formula. I can probably copy it.
Fully, yeah, and it's probably kind of dull.
Yeah,
Like,
honestly.
so
it is so kind of
Yeah,
simple.
yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
But yeah, it's not really simple. I'm
Yeah,
lying, but
yeah.
you know.
But like, I love that. Add some whimsy.
Yeah.
Cool. That's superb. Is there anything else you want to say, leaving before we wrap?
I just want to say that if you really care about your brand, you should really protect it by just really owning what it is, knowing what it is, and really following through. If you feel like you have to change something, you don't have to change it. You just have to evolve it. You have to keep the groundwork. You have to keep it the same way, and just what would that person look like 20 years from now, 30 years from now, 40 years from now, from using your products or whatever you're selling? I think that's the only way to keep somebody captivated and make sure that they grow with you. I use creams that I've used since I was a kid because they still work.
Yeah.
And they work for like my eczema. And do you see eczema? No, baby, I'm shiny. And that lotion has helped me for about 30 something years, okay?
Fair play. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
So
Nice.
that's, I just stick to what you know and evolve it and find different ways to make it better, not sell it to more people. Keep it better and people will come.
Amazing. Okay, well, let's do good. Let's stop there. Thank you so much, Beau. This has been an absolute pleasure.